I would like to imagine that we are 50 years from now, and if the designers are changing now in some sort of way, how will the world look like in 50 years? Do you have any ideas what kind of society that is, how people will live, and what are differences from how we live today?
Well, we were discussing this question, and we think that, we interpret this question more as being, what will the role of design be in 50 years from now? And we realized that for our practice, actually, it is not a very productive question for us, because thinking about it, we realize how important it is, the context of today, for our thinking about our objects. So even though we recognize that there is quite a strong shift, as you mentioned, in trying to put social issues and ethical and sustainable issues into the agenda of design, we still think that it is important and hard enough to try to analyze the present in order to be able to design objects that can only work within a context. And since we cannot, we can't make a prediction about the future, well, we basically decide to stay focused in today's context, so that we can act on it in a more precise way.
Are you observing design more than practicing it?
No, I don't think so. We're doing both, in a sense. What we want to do in Kunstvoort Asperen as well, and in our practice in general, I think, is to construct this discursive or critical practice, critical design, in a sense. Now, the way in which other people have done or do this is to make a sort of projective practice in which they conceive of drawings and plans of objects that tell stories, that can mean something, that constitute meaning, but that don't exist. That is speculative, very speculative.
When we were making our chairs for the exhibition, we contacted a manufacturer of biodegradable foam, very super sustainable, and so we explained our project and our approach, that we wanted to question the branding of ethicality, very, idealistic email. And then we got an answer back from the manufacturer saying, if you want to be sustainable, don't make another chair. That is the most sustainable way of making a new chair, is using an old one. And, well, Stefaan didn't get so angry, but I got super angry, because I thought, hey, here we are trying to make a sustainable chair, contacting a manufacturer for sustainable foam, and he is refusing to help us on the grounds of sustainability.
He's right.
I know he's right, I know. But that's what I mean by how it is complex, the sustainable practice of design. Just because you make a chair using sustainable materials does not mean that you're acting in the most sustainable way. An ethical work would be the biologically foam chair, in which you look at the chair, biological foam must be good. Everything seems, the object seems okay. But if you look at the ethical working, it can be just as an easier way of, making money. Again, it seems that I'm saying it's bad. I don't mean to say that. And as that manufacturer very clearly pointed out to us, if you want to make a sustainable chair, better not make a new one. So just because the work is ethical, it doesn't mean that you're working ethically.
People see an object and read it almost like a text. And that's specifically what we intend to do, and in this case it's on ethicality and sustainability, let's say.
And did you need to make a new design for this exhibition?
Yes. We
did, yeah.
There was no chair available that you thought, okay, that's good for what we actually want to tell?
Well, probably there was, but
they were too expensive.
Too expensive.
No.
I think that the material or the physical form that we chose to do came from a concept that we borrowed from the 1960s art sphere, because we were talking, as you were talking as well, on how design always is involved with its context and cannot exist outside of its environment. And we immediately thought of 1960s minimalism, of where you had autonomous modernistic production, and then minimalism changed the artwork to a relationship between the object, the subject, and its context.
If you receive a prize for the most sustainable chair next year, would you be happy?
Is it a sustainable chair? Well, of course we would be happy. I mean, it's always nice to earn a prize, no? No, really.
There's money involved.
Yeah, I mean, no, but I think it could be also a great opportunity to raise more questions, you know. So, not that we are these angels that don't care about money and commercial aspect of things, but there is also...
I would be interested to know why they chose us then. On what grounds do they base their choice? How do they define what is sustainable, what is not? Why did they choose specifically this?
Sure, that's always an interesting question for all these kind of prizes.
But that will be our goal, of course.
Yeah.
Is it a sustainable chair, in your point of view?
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's sustainable in as through an economy of means, let's say.
Yeah, that it is very, you know, it is basically as close as we could get to not making a new chair. We also didn't want to communicate that it's sustainable or unsustainable, because we definitely didn't want anybody to be buying our chair because it is sustainable. So we don't want to use what is, in our view, a valuable...
It's a symbolic layer also.
Yeah,
because of course.
Do you think anyone that will see this video will believe you?
Why not?
Because for 1 hour you're speaking about sustainability, ethically things, and this chair is going to be sustainable. You both agreed on that.
Yeah.
And then you say you wouldn't like to know anyone that it's a sustainable
okay,
chair.
but that's the thing about the interview. If the interview wasn't in the exhibition, nobody would know that this chair is sustainable or not sustainable.
Really?
Yeah, really. Or they would have to think about it, given the context of the exhibition. You know, because I think if this, not maybe particularly this question, but questions about the future of design are being addressed all around, and then you come into an exhibition which does not seem to address this question at all, by implication, there's a reason for these chairs to be in this exhibition. So I think it would raise the question, are these chairs sustainable or not sustainable? And that is actually exactly what we would want. If we truly wanted, you know, to not add any external value to the physical chairs, we should not be having this interview. But I think we're more interested in trying to explore the different ways in which value gets attributed by the context. So in this way, this is also a good example of how the context of an interview indeed adds value to the chair in a way that otherwise it might not have.